ritual objects. You can even vibe with objects you don't have. For example, planetary energies, constellations. Believe it or not though, I do have some attire that I am using for ritual and I'm wearing it right now. Leather, leather, leather. How cute are these? Yes, my leather jacket. Of course, my favorite. Some keys into various realms. What else? You know, random stuff that punks like to put on their jackets. When you put on leather gloves or a jacket, there's definitely a morph into the way you feel, literally and figuratively. The attitude, the sounds, luxury. I do have some ritual tools that are fun to use. I prefer not using tools for the most part. And in this realm, it is what it is, right? We use what we got. I do want to say that you can perform the most powerful rituals without any physical objects. This is a very dear scrying mirror to me. It's a black mirror and it has a real spider web in it. This is great with connecting to the universe, a black hole, that arachne. If you so please, keep chanting arachne in your next meditation and see what happens. When I did that, I saw all the constellations in the sky as a web. Arachne, the spider, appeared, made out of stars, and she took me through a black hole into another galaxy. And this would be excellent for channeling her and spider energies in general. Of course, a crystal ball. Beware, sometimes they're glass crystal balls or glass balls. This one's actually made out of real quartz. I got it at a gem fair. And the inclusions. Squeaky sounds with the gloves. Very cloudy, stormy crystal ball indeed. see? What do you see? Gaze into it. Storm maybe dimming down, but soon after another one will spiral about. This is an offering bowl I found for Azazel. I like how it's tall. And of course the goats. Oh, what? I just noticed how these have goats' feet on the bottom. Okay. To me, the center piece looks like a pine cone too. Some things I've given him have included bones, bones, bones. Like how my jacket's squeaky too. We have the chalice. And ooh. You can consecrate the tool. So what that means is, say you wanted it to represent something on your altar. I have many altars throughout my apartment. I have a few behind me. There's a big one, a small one. I guess this one in front of me you can consider my YouTube altar. Do a lot of magical workings here, the videos. And you can consecrate the entire altar for a specific deity and an object. So the chalice, for me, I'm gonna say it's the balance between the physical and the spiritual, which Suhur Masu has been teaching me. It also represents primordial chaos to me. You can have various deities that you want to attach to it. This chalice in particular, I'm going to say Leviathan, Tiamat, and Suhur Masu. I worked with Belial with this, Lilith. Sometimes I'll just have it represent divine feminine energy and various liquids inside. Scrying can also be done with liquid too. Some of my most magnificent scrying experiences have actually happened with water. A friend once told me, just get a bowl, put a dark liquid in it, any liquid, it could be just dark like cranberry juice or whatnot, and stare into it for 20 minutes. It was trippy, because that was even before I really was using my mind's eye on the regular, and a monster appeared through it looking at me. And I know some who gravitate more on the dark or crooked path prefer black scrying mirrors or dark liquid. You could use clear liquid too, even if you're at the park and you see a pond, you can just gaze into it and see what messages you get and visions. And with mirrors, I've done crazy mirror magic with regular mirrors, not a black mirror. And people have different opinions on it. Some say that, you know, the darker mirror is more intense. Others may say, well, that kind of clouds it up and has the visions, you know, more difficult to see, and that a regular basic mirror is actually more intense because you can clearly see your astral self. So I recommend trying both with clear liquid, dark liquid, a black mirror, or a regular mirror. Just ate a large pizza and my stomach's growling. I had a large pizza for the mukbang. That's why I try not to eat that much, because even if I eat a lot, I get hungry. This is actually a magical wand, the only wand that I have or that I use. And this has a unique story to it. It was actually a cross that was made out of out of copper. I'm thinking about crops today since I got my scythe back there earlier. And I love it because each of the points are a different length. And it symbolizes satanic energy. It's red and fiery. Copper's great to use in magic. It really does have your magical essence flow through the copper and intensify. I need to use this more often. I had it out and was using it with some of my friends. There's orange calcite. Inspires creativity. Connects one to the death realms. Helps dissolve past traumatic events. It's a good size one, and I do really love the raw stones. It's a blank piece of paper. I usually cut a bunch of these pieces of paper in the size, which is perfect for sigils. What kind of paper sounds are your favorite for ASMR? Huh, darling? Do you like rubbing on the paper, crinkling, maybe tearing, folding? Also, sometimes people have me create sigils for them. I can just channel the sigil. You can do that yourself though, easily. You just think of the first symbol or image that comes to your mind, or you just can channel draw it. So sometimes I'll think of a certain, moving my hand a certain way and just kind of let it flow. I would describe it similar to the Ouija board, where, you know, they just kind of let the hand move on the board. It's kind of like that with the pen, automatic drawing. Would you like me to make a future video of that? Folding, they say if you're doing a spell and you want it to go away from you, fold away. Or if you want something to go towards you, you fold it towards you. And when I'm done using a sigil actually, and I no longer need it, I'll rip it up just like this and throw it away. Leather on leather. I use, well, I might talk about that more some other time because I do have a lot to say about sigils. And for candles, if you notice, I love using LED candles. There's actually one there in that selenite container. And these candlesticks are also LED lights. Represents fire, and you can have it be something depending on the ritual you're doing. Could be Hades, Lake of Fire, Passion, a hellish realm. I really do love black LED lights. There's the pentacle. Pentacle is when there's a star with the circle around it. Some say it represents the elements and spirit. And you can, you know, have it be pointing a certain direction, either for black magic if you want to have it down. I've heard some people say that when they have it pointed down or pointed towards someone, they're sending energy towards the person. And then when they have the star pointing towards them, they want the result to come towards them. Sometimes I use it for that, and sometimes if I'm doing the ritual, I might have it inverted pointed towards me, but I'm not having the energy goes towards me. So it's all your intention and how you want to visualize it. Black and gold. Be associated with Seth. Vampirism. What whatever your heart desires. Statues are great. This is actually a little statue I have for my shadow man with the hat altar and shadow people. So cool. I want to make some of these, or just various little shadows, or yeah, some could be shadows, or of demons or whatnot that aren't that popular to already have statues made. It's windy out there tonight. Storms are brewing. I have some chimes. I keep experimenting with my sound setup. Now I'm recording externally, and just the way my mic's positioned, how far, and how high the input level is. So I try not to use chimes or singing bowls or bells or whatnot, because sometimes it picks up those sounds and they sound a lot louder than they are. Then I have to edit them out of the video. So I'm going to try and do this as soft as I can. Literally as soft as I can. My ears are sensitive and I don't mind loud noises. I like being considerate to all my darlings, so as I try and set them down gracefully. Speaking of, well, oh, I should have showed you more about them. They have dragons, the snake dragons on them. I love these dragons. Azazel. Gonna have to keep correcting myself. Well, I like saying his name both ways. Either or. Appeared to me as one of these snake dragons in one of his formations when he was very, very angry. Extremely wrathful, one might say. Sound is good to either clear the vibe, raise the vibe, change it. I like using those chimes I just showed you. They're from Tibet, and I like using them to clear the energy. Mainly, it could just bring that warrior vibe. I did dedicate those to Azazel. Could also just relate to dragon energy if I'm doing a dragon ritual. Just some ideas. This is my heart chakra crystal sinking bowl. So this is an example. It doesn't even though they say it vibrates at the frequency of the heart, that's usually the type of work I do with it. We'll have to deal with heart magic, but you can have it vibe to whatever you want. Try doing this low as well. When I do it for myself personally, I'll do it really loud actually, and then I'll go faster. It'll start loud initially and just go throughout my plays. You'd be surprised how amazing these singing bowls and what they could do. For example, say you want to cleanse your crystals. You know, you don't even, like I mentioned earlier, you don't even need anything to do anything as far as with rituals. You could cleanse your rituals just by focusing on them being cleansed. and you just knowing they're cleansed. And once you already know the results happened, then it is. More leather. Some runes are in here. I keep picking out the Taiwas rune. Almost every time I pick a rune out of here. That's that one. So I'm gonna pick one for my meditation later, and you can meditate on it as well. Ooh. I'm trying to think. I think my X is on my right side. This symbol obviously pops out at me as well. Gabu, rely on yourself more than anything, for you are all you have. Trust your instincts and strengthen it to read them. Some say if you can't love yourself, you can't love others, but it's the other way around also. If you can't love others, you can't love yourself. So be true to yourself and others. Once one of my guides had me complete a task, and then years later had me do a ritual where I felt extreme guilt, and I said, well, you're the one who had me do this task. And he said, are you going to listen to everything I say? And it's true, I do trust him. Even with that, you still have to listen to your instincts, even with those you trust. Books are excellent to prepare you. Always seeking. This book in particular is about the universe. I love green vintage books. The way they look, the way they smell, and the way the words read on the paper. A grimoire. You can write down incantations, notes, to-do list, words, sigils. Demonic languages. Lucid dreams. Even geometric shapes. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, share my videos with your friends that you think would enjoy them.